pull you over for your safety. And for the safety of our loved ones, click it or ticket.
A ticket for not wearing your safety belt, $120. A life, priceless. Click it or ticket.
On December 14, the stars will align over American Samoa for a historic musical event you won't want to miss. The Pacific Island Foundation presents Stars of the Pacific Opera Gala, showcasing some of the world's top opera singers. Featuring global sensation Bene Patti, winner of international awards including the recent Opus Classic. Also featuring multi-talented Moses Mekai, renowned for his smooth baritone voice and dashing looks. Together with Bene, they make up 2/3 of the multi-platinum selling trio Sole Mio. Accompanying them is sought-after composer and pianist Dr. Ludwig Treviranus. And introducing bass baritone Samson Setu. One night only. Book your tickets now. Call 252-5569 or 258-1950 or email info@pacificislandfoundation.org.
Whaania le finangalo le presidente le bota maulunga e tu sai uli unga le palota mo swing le whaavai. Whaalau i loa le polo inga fou ale KVZK City. Ma ua sao ni nutanga luengos o bisnisi malamanuia le DOC mo nana whaamoemoe i le masina nei. Te whaatala whātu se whaapoponga o tala mai lau KVZK. E mo mwatu o le sole na saunuai le awhionga le presidente le mota maulunga i atua olo mana i afruen e whaamalamalama le winga o lana tusi na tuinatu le komisina o whainga palota. I tu sai o le unga o le palota le atu duu e mese lawa swinga o le whaavai e peo na sao fia uma i le pepa palota. The President of the Senate, Tua Olomanaya Fruen, has explained the reason why he wrote to the Election Commissioner not to certify the result on Constitution revisions. Here is more. O le sole na tu ina mai ai le polo inga fou o mau whaamlawe tutupu whaafusei le whionga le KVZK City ia le manu pa le poisi a le ngā maunga. E mai o le iai mo whaamlawe tutupu whaafusei e me se le malanga mai Amerika Samoa e tu sai ma swinga e peo na sa funga ina e lana whionga ina vai yasu butonai. I le polo inga e peo na tuina mai o loo manino le ai le swinga o avise ai le talo for pass e ua whaongai na le ngoa o le Health Declaration. E mawhai ai o na whaatumu le tangata malanga i lungo o penga ta whailangi pe whaatumu foi pe a taunu mai le whaalele ta funa. I le nei lama swinga o loo manino ai foi na fuatu i le aso nafi na le toe mo mia pe patui e lo COVID mo le malanga mai pe toe whaatali foi se ia tu inatu le whaatananga e malanga mai ai Amerika Samoa po le pre-approval. E na o le valu fesili ala se fomaloloina e tani le tangata i lungo o penga ta whailangi e le ai e mwhai lava o na whaatumu pe a taunu mai ta funa. O tangata uma sa talusanga ma o talia i lungo le talo for pass mo malanga i lupnai e le mo mia una toi whaia seisi ngā yoinga o le olo o whautoina pe le atunu e malanga mai i whaungai no le tali fafonga pe a whai o a fia iaunga o le COVID i se fulmaleiva. O le polo inga le KVZK City whaatu a mai a i la sa muambu o te sema. The Honourable Governor Lemanu Palepoisialenga Maunga has issued a new emergency declaration for the territory, removing several COVID-19 restrictions and superseding the declaration dated October 21st, 2022. According to a press statement from the Governor's office, the territory will begin to see several of the restrictions lifted as American Samoa shift toward a long-term recovery, as mentioned by the Honourable Governor Lemanu Palepoisialenga Maunga a few weeks ago. This decision comes as the result of recommendations from the COVID-19 Task Force leadership and based on the current state of COVID-19 in the territory. The changes for travel and entry into American Samoa requires that any person entering the territory must complete a health declaration. There are two ways to complete the health declaration. First, through the traveldeclaration.as.gov, and second, paper forms upon arrival in American Samoa. All entering the territory are no longer required to upload proof of full vaccination or need to wait for pre-travel approval. Instead, all must complete the health declaration, about 8 questions, either online via American Samoa Travel Declaration Portal or via physical form upon arrival. Travelers who have previously been approved on Talofa Pass for upcoming flights need not take further action. The American Samoa government encourages all travelers to complete the American Samoa Travel Declaration online prior to travel for expedited entry. Mole sila fia le atu nuu o fōlinga i o le tuatusi I lunga upenga te whailangi e tali ai whesili nei ale soifu maloloina pe a malanga mai le territory. Bo tangata ua maea o na resitara I lunga le Talofa Pass, e le toe mo mia o na resitara I lunga le tuatusi nei, a wā o lea ua iai uma whamtalanga, ai o e paule me mo mia o na whai o le tani lea o whesili le soifu maloloina. E pei ona whailo atu e au ngā tele le whaatu mo vaenga nei e tau whiai le umi o na tutu I leina pe a taunu mai le vaa I malai vaa le li tafuna. To complete the health declaration by clicking on the traveldeclaration.as.gov and follow the steps as provided. The Governor's office has clarified that for travelers already on the Talofa Pass system, you are not required to apply again or fill out any additional forms again. If you have already registered on Talofa Pass, then you are set. You do not need to fill out another health declaration. E siria mo le lima se fulu tangata whai bisinisi, le au whai whale ainga, le o le a awai le wha moe le mtanga luengo whi whaatau inga mala manuia, le ua ta ua o le swap meet, le o le a mawai le a vanua mo le au whai bisinisi, mo le au whai whale ainga, mo le whaatau inatu o loa ma mea tau mawhai le atu nuu. The swap meet event hosted by the Department of Commerce will soon get underway in the territory. More than 50 local vendors that have already registered with the Department of Commerce will participate in the swap meet on Saturday this week. Here is more on this story. O le whamoemoe pe ona tapena tu iai le mtanga ruengo whiwhaatau inga mala manuia mo le aso tona I o le vai aso nei le OMV tafuna. O le tū le whiwhaatau inga e whai le au whai bisinisi ma le au whai whale aina. Ina ia mawhai ai o na o atu nisi o le atu e mo li mawina le whamoemoe e pe o nalo tuai nisi o le au whai bisinisi le atu no. I se whatatanoanga KVZK ma se tasi usui mai le mtanga ruengo whiwhaatau inga mala manuia ia Dr. Silver Man. Na ia sauno ai e whamanino le whamoemoe o le aalo tuai le latu mtanga ruenga I le vai aso nei.
O le fofuanga leo o tau mwhai atoa po tapena pena I fo ile mato matanga luenga mo la stona I nei. O lo ta wale o le BizFest. Po sava no leifo leo mwhaina mato tu inatu I pisinisi la iti. Po ila tau fo I o lo tau amataina la tau pisinisi. Ina mawhaina la tau tu inatu whata watu o loa la tau o loa fo e whapenana whata wina. O le whamoemoe lava le nei matanga luenga I nei mawhai o na mato tu inatu awa noa mo tangata anu lava Amerika Samoa. Ina ia mawhai o na whalawa I tele ina le tūlanga o le tamau ainga I le ngata I tono ainga. Ia MSF foi tono she tato malo nei. O le nei la fufuanga le whatanu ina I le OMV I le mai le se fulu I le tae au se pa I le tolu le fiafi.
Na tā wa foi e siniva le au ngā o le whamoemoe le nei mo tangato le atu no ina ia mawai nisi awala ma mea tutia fō mo le whaatawatu o loa ma mea tau mawhai le atu no ai ele ngata I lea o le a mawai foi ma le awa no whai pisinisi la iti e whaatawa tuai ala tau mea tau mawha I le aso tōnai. The Department of Commerce will be hosting a Biz Fest or swap meet on Saturday this week at the OMV in Tafuna from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. All local vendors that will be participating in the swap meet on Saturday will promoting local items and products as well as exhibiting Samoan artwork. Tufanua Mase of the Department of Commerce told KVZK News their main goal for this event is to empower our local entrepreneurs.
So the Department of Commerce will be hosting the first ever swap meet / BizFest this Saturday, November 19th at the Tafuna OMV from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So we'll be promoting buy local items, products, as well as exhibiting Samoan artwork and talent that exists within our community. But our main goal for this BizFest is to empower our local entrepreneurs. We will have 50 plus vendors on site showcasing a variety of food, arts and craft, as well as retails. So we will also have our business, trade, and investment team on site. So if you need assistance with renewing your application or applying for one, we do. Please come on down and we'll have a team to assist you.
Tufanua also touched on the importance of this event for our local entrepreneurs so the community can witness the effort, the hard work put in by all small businesses in the territory. O le atatou walo tu musina malolonga pupu'u atu e tali mai o na whauawina atu lea utala mai lau KVZK. We'll take a short break, plenty more coming up, so stay with us. Astica teaming up with the Agency for Better Living endeavors to bring the famous Punyalava'a to the territory. In Egypt, Samoa's Prime Minister Fimena Mibuta'afa says more action on climate change is needed. And Bainiarama predicts his party will do well in the next election.
Notice of intended action. The Office of Financial Institution intends to promulgate the administrative rule below, pursuant to the authority vested in the Office of Financial Institutions by American Samoa, Code Annotated Section 281203. In summary, these changes will create capital adequacy requirements for depository institutions doing business in American Samoa that are not insured by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation or the National Credit Union Administration. Interested persons who wish to submit comments or request a hearing on this matter may submit comments in person to CV John R. Marsh, Commissioner Office of Financial Institutions at the Georgina Building, by email at john.marsh@tr.as.gov or by mail to Department of Treasury. Attention, Commissioner John Marsh, Executive Office Building, Pango Pango, American Samoa, 96799 by December 5th, 2022. Rule number 2022-0004, Title 28, Finance and Financial Institutions, Chapter 1, Capital Adequacy, 280101, Incorporation of FDIC, Capital Adequacy Regulations. Each depository institution doing business in American Samoa whose deposits are not insured by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation or the National Credit Union Administration shall comply with the minimum capital requirements set forth in 12 Code of Federal Regulations, Part 324, applicable to an FDIC supervised institution as defined in 12 Code of Federal Regulations Section 3242 that has made the AOCI opt-out election under 12 Code of Federal Regulations Section 32422B2I. Each reference in the preceding sentence to a regulatory provision is deemed to be a reference to that provision as from time to time amended, re-promulgated, or substituted. Approved by Tuasivi John R. Marsh, Commissioner, Office of Financial Institutions. Re-promulgated or substituted. Approved by Tuasivi John R. Marsh, Commissioner, Office of Financial Institutions.
O te whaatalo whantu le toe tali mai o tala mai lau KVZK. O le whaere la wilonga le punia la waa le ua whaamonia le tau mai Amerika Samoa moana whaafiefianga. O le o mai ai o le whaile le punia la waa i Amerika Samoa. O le ngaluenga whai whaatasi le Astika ma le vaenga le Abo mo le whaafiefino te ngato le atino u. Ai mai seu i lātou o le o afie i le whaamai o le mafufau po o le Alzheimer's. O le whaere le nei o le punia la waa o sitasi o whaere wa la wilonga i le telefo i o tausanga tanu na whaavai mai le au whaipese. O le ua whaataunu le Astika le whaamoemoe mo le punia la waa e whaafiafia whaapitoa i le vaiaso le aso whaafitai le e pau i le aso lua se fulutolo le masina nei ai e matamata fuai le atino u i le aso lua se fulima i whaafiafianga le punia la waa i le matawhanga i utulei. The famous punia la waa ban is coming to American Samoa. This year, Astika has stepped in to partner with the Agency for Better Living Endeavors, or ABLE, to bring punia la waa for families to enjoy. ABLE in a press statement says, "We are grateful to partner with Astika to support bringing punia la waa, one of Samoa's oldest and most loved groups of all time, for our community to enjoy. Family values and importance of caring for our elderly and those in need is part of our Samoan culture and part of Astika's commitment to our community. Astika's support has made it possible for punia la waa to be in American Samoa during the week of Thanksgiving for a corporate event on November 23rd and a free benefit concert for families on November 25th at Utulei Beach." I tala mai pia na saunole tu mai tai pale mi o Samoa tutotasi a fia me na mi bata afa e wha malusia le whiawa Samoa e ala le I vaenga whai Samoa ina ia tūlanga tutusa pia a wala whana tinati di lalangi atoa e pei o na vaaya I le taime le wha mai o le COVID se fulmaleiva. O lo awaide tu mai tai pale mi a fia me na mi bata afa I se fulmtanga ma ulunga lona lua le COP27 I Sharm el Sheikh. Na ta ua le whailo tusi ala au tusi tala I Samoa e whaapea, o lo una ia pe fia meni si o taitai ala malo I le tūlanga o ngai oinga le luitau o le tau, e pe tai e tele me ta upu au tū na mori mawina I le teime le fundutanga I Sharm el Sheikh mo aturu ulai to le Pasifika. The Prime Minister of Samoa, Honourable Fiame Naomi Mataafa, has delivered a strong national statement calling for parties to place the same level of global urgencies as seen for the COVID-19 pandemic to meet 1.5-degree pathway. Fiame is attending the second high-level segment of the COP27 in Sharm el Sheikh, Egypt. According to the press secretariat in Apia, the Prime Minister is urging leaders for upscaled ambition on climate mitigation, adaptations, responses, funding for loss and damage, improved access to climate finance, and placed emphasis on a climate-ocean nexus. However, little convergence has been witnessed in Sharm el Sheikh on the key issues for small island states. E tala me le Pasifika e tani tonu le palemi o Fiti a Frank Baniorama o te ngata Fiti ngā rulue maralosi e marana o ilana whai ngā malo ina ia ngā rulue pēa mō le atino pe a o mai le whai ngā palota ina susfuma le whao te sema. Na ta ue Baniorama i se ata na pueina po o le video e whaapea o le toa tele o te ngata e marana o isi mea e sili mō ainga matupulanga I lulu manai o se mea i le mawhai e ana fili wha apolikiki o na tu inatu mō le malo. Ele I atoa se masina taru na mai a le se whainga palota, le I whaasiseina le teitai mo mua Fiti le tau o le whainga palota, mana ia whailoai le sili o na taua i le tala whaasalopito la tino. In our news from the Pacific, Fiji's Prime Minister Frank Bainimarama believes hardworking Fijians want his government to keep working for the country as campaigning for the December 14th election heats up. In a video message to his supporters, Bainimarama claimed most people want what is best for families and future generations, something his political opponents cannot deliver. With elections just under a month out, the Fiji First Leader is under no illusion about the significance of the polls, declaring it the most important in the country's history. E tala mai le lalolangi ua whaadiliwina mai le BBC. O lea ua whaamautu mai le vainga whaapufai le Republicans e lua se lau suma le varu no foa e mo mia e malo ai mo le mauta maulalo po le lower chamber. O le to'atele usui le pati, le moto usui e whaatuse lea e pe o le manifi le matatafi po le race-a-thin ai ua lava lea e tau fiai fuafanga le presidente o Joe Biden mo le isi dua tausanga. O lo o to maupe le pule whaatem kalasi le moto mawalunga o le senate. O le na whailo mai e le na presidente mo le United States ia Donald Trump o le a i toi tau waa. O le vailuanga o le pulea o Washington na amatadia i le palota o le vaiasu taluai. Le na whaamoemoe ai le vainga whaapufai le Republicans e pulea umamauta e lua. O le vainga whaapufai le Republican ua fuafua nei e manumalo i le va o le lua se lau se fumalevalu i le lua se lau a lua se fulutolu no fua i le mota e wha se lau tolu se fululima no fua o le mota. In our world news, Republicans have secured the 218 seats needed to win a majority in the lower chamber of the U.S. Congress. The party's majority in the House of Representatives is razor-thin, but it is enough to stall President Joe Biden's agenda for the next 2 years. It marks a return to divided government, with Democrats still retaining power in the Senate. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump has announced he will run again. Split control of Washington was ushered in by last week's midterm elections, in which the Republicans, who had hoped to win back control of both chambers, underperformed expectations. The Republican Party is now projected to win between 218 to 223 seats in the 435 seats in House. Usi mai lola mai mo I se whainga bo se reporti mai le tau mo Amerika Samoa I le nea fiafi. O se whainga o le tau I le pōna nei o I le pōla sa wharaile ma teri na awawa e te olu timunga ma lua fitus furuvalu, vele val se furuono, sa vide angi le lautasi o le se furu mai da li tula. Aso tona I o I le pōla aso sae ma teri na awawa e ta ape solutimu, vele val se furuvalu ma lua fitus furuiva, sa vide mai sauti sae se furu des fulu mai da li tula. Looking at tonight's weather through Friday night, it's mostly cloudy, scattered showers, lows around 78, highs around 86, variable winds up to 10 miles per hour. Looking at Saturday through Sunday night, it's mostly cloudy, scattered showers, highs around 88, lows around 79, southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. And that's your weather for this evening. O te whaamalu atu I le tātou tino I le tātou ai te mumua lea sa whapea o na le atu o no tūlanga le maalufia. O le so le na saunuai le awhionga le presidente le mota mawalunga I atua olo mana ia fruin e whaamalamalama le winga o lana tusi le na tu inatu I le komisina o whainga palota e tusai o le unga o palota ane atu e mesi lava swing o le whaavae pe o na sa o fia uma I le pepa palota. The President of the Senate, Tua Olomanaya Fruin, has explained the reason why he wrote to the election commissioner not to certify on the results on constitution revisions. Here is more.
O le whaiunga le palota o le whaavai o le mata upule na tusi ai le awhionga le presidente o le mauta mawalunga ia Tua Olomanaya Fruin e le komisino whainga palota I sono finangalo I le leo na mawhaiona tau fiai le whaamaonia o le whaiunga le O le whaiunga le palota o le whaavai o le mata upule na tusi ai le awhionga le presidente o le mauta mawalunga ia Tua Olomanaya Fruin e le komisino whainga palota I sono finangalo I le leo na mawhaiona tau fiai le whaamaonia o le whaiunga o le swing o le whaavai le ana palota e le atuna u le vaiaso na te nei. O le asongfua na te nei la sasu wha Novema na tuina atuai le tusi le nei a le presidente ia Tua Olomanaya Fruin o le taitai fono fo I leo le fono le whaavai e le komisino whainga palota ya Dr. Uyanga Leila Lofi. O lo au iri ai lono fina ngalo e au na sira i ele ofiso whainga palota i lea mata upo. I le sanuanga tua olo lana tusi, e na le fase 4% o lea tunu una palota te ena i e swinga pe a fua le lola palota o sa numera pa utele. O le isi vaenga na ta ua le tusi le presidente, o swinga nei sa fua iai, e au ngā tele mole anga inu mole atunu, o lona winga, e tele atu lona ta ua nei lo se vaenga, na o lato te ena i e swinga. O se vaenga o le tusi o ta ua e whaapea, o lo ia te o ele malo se whaamauni e wha le tūla fonoai, le whai unga le palo ta le atunu, ai o le tarusanga, i awane i whaamauni e whai unga le swinga o le whaavae, o no le whai unga le palo ta o le whaavae, wa na o se vaenga o le atunu una palota te ena ai le o le atunu atoa. O le tarasanga le presidente ia whaanga fua le mata upu ai toi tūra nei lava mata upu i whainga palota tele o le lua afe lua sifurufaa o le ola palota i le pēmara sifuru lima afe o tangata o le atunu. O le aswana nafi le na tadi ai le ofisa o whainga palota le atunu i le tusi le presidente. The President of the Senate, Tua'alo Manayafruin, in a letter dated November 14th, asked the Chief Election Officer, Dr. Uyanga Leila Lofi, not to certify the election results on the Constitution revisions. Tua'alo's concern stems from the fact that less than 50% of the total electorate for the territory cast their votes and overwhelmingly voted no. Tua'alo says much effort and resources were expended by our territory in drafting of these revisions, holding Constitution Convention just to be voted down by only 40% of voters. He went on to say the importance of the proposed document to the advancement and improvement of American Samoa's political future far outweighs the will of the minority who voted it down. For these reasons, Tua'olo requested that the Chief Election Officer not certify the results of the votes on the referendums. The last paragraph of the President's letter says you can declare the vote null and void because the votes fail to truly dictate the will of all our people, and refer this matter to be reintroduced in the 2024 general election when a majority of the roughly 15,000 registered voters decide on this very important matter. KVZK News understands President Tua'olo has already received a letter from the Election Commissioner in response to his letter not to certify the results of the referendum.
Ole whaiunga nau tala mai lau KVZK, manuia tele au whainga malolonga na nea fiafi tau whasifua. And that concludes your news from KVZK TV. We have plenty more for you tomorrow. Until then, enjoy the rest of your night.